So I was recalling reading a book when I was a child, and they're practically all the same, right? The princess gets kidnapped by a dragon, and then this prince comes and rescues her, and all of a sudden they live happily ever after. They're all the same. So a couple of things jumped out at me at this day and age. One, the princess needing the prince to rescue her, but then two, that dragon doesn't really represent a dragon, not now, not in my eyes, but more like our mindset. Let me explain why. When you're a child, regardless if you had a wonderful childhood or you didn't have a wonderful childhood, there was still an innocence of you where you had no boundaries, you had no fear, and you did anything and everything because you were exploring, you were new to this world and you were exploring life. You were taking in everything that you would be doing dangerous stuff that you shouldn't do, but you didn't know because you were free. You were confident, you were reckless, but it was beautiful. And then you get older and your parents start teaching you rules and putting boundaries that they were taught. And then society and schools and universities, they all start placing boundaries and start placing rules and telling you how to think, how to show up. And all of a sudden you're at an adult age and you don't know who the hell you are. Because now you have been programmed to think a certain way, to talk a certain way, to dress a certain way, to show up a certain way, that you have kind of lost yourself. And that childhood of you being free and confident all of a sudden no longer exists. That dragon represents all of that. That dragon represents the lack of love, the lack of confidence, the fear, all of it balled in one. And instead of being rescued by someone else, it's you who needs to rescue you. It's about going back into self and doing the inner work and reprogramming your mind to remember who you are. Remember that child inside of you who was able to create magic, who was able to think outside the box, who had confidence, who had love, who had no fear. Yes, you can totally go outside to go for professional help, like a life coach as myself, or even a therapist, and sometimes friends. But they can only do but so much. It's you who needs to do the inner work first. It's you who needs to make a choice and say, I don't want to live like this. I want to be me again. I want to remember who I am. Go within, slay that dragon, reprogram your mind to be free, feel confidence, and feel that self love that you always had but have forgotten because of society. Love and light.